Hello guys, my name is Prince and this is Smart Center. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Post your comments and questions on my social media handles and I'll respond to it. We are beginning a new topic today, ratios and rates. Here are the objectives that we look forward to achieving at the end of this topic. At the end of this topic, you should be able to express a ratio in its simplest form. You should be able to divide a quantity in a given ratio. You should be able to solve practical problems involving proportional sharing. And lastly, you should be able to solve practical problems involving rates. We will begin with the first part of our topic, which is ratios. A ratio compares things. So a ratio compares one quantity to another. Let's consider this example. Kofi has 2 pens and 4 pencils in his bag. We can use a ratio to compare the number of pens to the number of pencils in Kofi's bag. The ratio of pens to pencils in Kofi's bag is written as pens is to pencils. So that is how this is read. Pens is to pencils. And this ratio, that is the ratio of pens to pencils, is equal to the number of pens, which is 2, then you bring your colon, then the number of pencils, which is 4. So the ratio of pens to pencils in Kofi's bag is equal to the number of pens, which is 2, you bring the colon, then the number of pencils, which is 4. Let's consider another example. There are 6 goats and 4 cows on a farm. We can compare the number of goats to the number of cows on the farm. The ratio of goats to cows is written as goats is to cows. And this ratio, that is the ratio of goats to cows, is equal to the number of goats, which is 6, is to the number of cows, which is 4. We can see from these two examples that we have used a ratio to compare one quantity to another. In the first example, we compared the number of pens to the number of pencils. In the second example, we compared the number of goats to the number of cows. Let's learn more about ratios. The order in which a ratio is given is very important. Now, this is what I mean. The ratio of A to B is written as A is to B, and the ratio of B to A is written as B is to A. So in a ratio, the first quantity comes first, the second quantity comes second. If there is a third quantity, it comes third. The ratio of A to B is written as A is to B, and the ratio of B to A is written as B is to A. So we can see that the ratio of A to B is different from the ratio of B to A. Let's go back to our example that we considered in the previous slide. In the first example, we said that Kofi had 2 pens and 4 pencils in his bag. So the ratio of pens to pencils, that is pens is to pencils, is equal to the number of pens, which is 2, is to the number of pencils, which is 4. So the ratio of pens to pencils is 2 is to 4. But the ratio of pencils to pens is equal to 4 is to 2. So the ratio of pencils to pens will give us the number of pencils, which is 4, and the number of pens, which is 2. We can see clearly that the ratio of pens to pencils is different from the ratio of pencils to pens. So in a ratio, the order in which the quantities are given is very important. Let's apply this same thing to the second example that we considered. There are 6 goats and 4 cows on a farm. The ratio of goats to cows is equal to 6 is to 4 because the number of goats are 6, the number of cows are 4. But the ratio of cows to goats is 4:6. So the first quantity comes first, the second quantity comes second. If there's a third and other quantities, it will be written in that same order. Let's learn more about ratios. A ratio can also be written as a common fraction. The ratio of A to B can be written as A divided by B. The ratio of A to B can be written as A divided by B. Let's go back to our example again. We have 4 pens and 4 pencils in Kofi's bag. The ratio of pens to pencils is written as 2:4. We have seen that a ratio can be written as a common fraction. If we have A is to B, it can be written as A divided by B. So if we have 2:4, it can be written as 2 divided by 4. So the ratio of pens to pencils can be written as 2 divided by 4. We can see that 2 divided by 4 is a fraction that can be simplified further. 2 will cancel itself 1 and cancel 4 2. So we will have 1 divided by 2. Now we have seen from here that A is to B can be written as A divided by B. In the same way, A divided by B can also be written as A is to B. So if A is to B is the same as A divided by B, then A divided by B can be written as A is to B. So it means that 1 divided by 2 can be written as 1:2. So the ratio of pens to pencils can also be written as 1:2. Now we can see from this example that a ratio can be broken down into its simplest form. Here we had the ratio of pens to pencils as 2:4, but as we can see clearly, 2 will divide itself 1 and divide 4 2. So we can break this ratio down into 1:2. Let's apply the same thing to our second example. We have 6 goats and 4 cows on the farm. The ratio of goats to cows is written as 6:4. As we have seen from here, A is to B can be written as A divided by B. So 6:4 can also be written as 6 divided by 4. Now when we write 6 divided by 4, we can see that we have a fraction that can be simplified further. We will have 3 divided by 2. As we have seen here, A divided by B can also be written as A is to B. So 3 divided by 2 can be written as 3:2. It means that the ratio of goats to cows can be simplified as 3:2. Let's learn another thing about ratios. In order to express two quantities as a ratio, they must have the same unit of measurement. We have seen from the previous slide that a ratio can be expressed as a fraction. When we express those two quantities as a fraction, we cancel out the common factors. Now, because we are cancelling out the common factors, we have to make sure that those two quantities that we are comparing must have the same unit before we can cancel out. Now, this is what I mean. Let's say that we have pipe A and pipe B. The length of pipe A is 5 centimeters and the length of pipe B is 125 millimeters. We want to compare the length of pipe A to the length of pipe B. We can use a ratio. The ratio of the length of pipe A to the length of pipe B will be equal to the length of pipe A, which is 5 centimeters, is to the length of pipe B, which is 125 millimeters. Now, before we can express these two as a fraction and simplify further, we have to make sure that both of them have the same unit. So we have two options here. It's either we convert 5 centimeters to millimeters or we convert 125 millimeters to centimeters. To convert one unit to the other, you need the rate of conversion. We learned these rate of conversions in JHS. In JHS, we learned that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. We are going to use this rate to convert one of these units to the other. We know that 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So if 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, then 5 centimeters will be 5 times 10 millimeters, because 1 centimeter will give us 10 millimeters. So 5 centimeters will give us 5 times 10 millimeters, or 10 millimeters times 5. And that will give us 50 millimeters. So 5 centimeters is the same as 50 millimeters. Now we can replace this 5 centimeters here with the 50 millimeters. So the ratio of the length of pipe A to the length of pipe B is now, instead of 5 centimeters, we have 50 millimeters is to 125 millimeters. Now these two quantities have the same units, so we can express it in the form of a fraction. Then we cancel out the common factors to get our ratio in its simplest form. 50 millimeters is to 125 millimeters can be written as 50 millimeters divided by 125 millimeters. So millimeters will cancel millimeters, then we will have 50 divided by 125. 50 divided by 125 will give us 2 divided by 5, which can be expressed in the form of a ratio as 2 is to 5. So the ratio of the length of pipe A to the length of pipe B is equal to 2 is to 5. We can also see from here that because the quantities we are comparing in a ratio have the same unit, a ratio does not have a unit. So here the unit will cancel out, so our final answer will not have a unit. We have learned a lot in this video. We have learned that ratios compare things. We have also learned that the order in which a ratio is given is very important. We have learned that a ratio can be written as a common fraction. And finally, we have learned that in order to express quantities as a ratio, they must have the same unit of measurement. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. In the next video, we are going to apply all that we have learned in this video to solve some questions. Bye bye.